Brother and sister veterans, we're here today with Eric Trump, and it's a great day. I
want to make sure everybody knows that Admiral Kubik was with us from the very beginning. He was back in '16 and is a real warrior. I was so glad some of the Navy senior flag officers were standing up. That Flynn.
Hey everybody, Brick Suit here. I am in a fabulous event for President Trump rally hosted by Turning Point Action. And I know we all love our veterans, but there's a group out there you really check out. It's Veterans for America First. They support all sorts of America First candidates, and they have a veteran focus that I'm sure you're going to like because we love our veterans. President Trump loves our veterans. Give them a look-see.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Fitzgerald. Well, I want to give a shout out to Veterans of America, Veterans First. We need to put more respect on our veterans and not our illegal immigrants. Trump 2024.
Hey folks, it's John Rich here, Veterans for Trump, incredible organization. We love our vets. Without men and women willing to sacrifice and die if necessary for our country, we wouldn't have a country. We all know that. Much respect and much love. God bless you.
Perfect.
Hey, Congressman Mike Collins here. Listen, a big shout out to Veterans for America First, organization out there doing great things, backing candidates and helping our veterans, people who really need your help and deserve all the gratitude. Debt we could never repay them. Thank you for what you're doing. Keep up the hard work.
To all the veterans out there, especially Veterans for America First, we have got to deliver Trump victory. God bless, let's save this country.
Hi, it's House Republican Conference Chair Elise Stefanik, representative for New York's 21st Congressional District. Thank you to Veterans for America First for all your hard work. We know that President Trump strongly supports our veterans, and our veterans must turn out to vote for him. Thank you very much. Let's save America.
Hey, Georgia and Veterans for Donald J. Trump. You are the reason President Trump prioritizes national security because we do not want to send our sons and daughters to fight another man's war anymore. You guys are the reason we are safe and secure in this country, and it's about time we put a commander-in-chief back in office to prioritize our veterans and our armed forces. Vote DJT.
Hey everybody, it's former Congressman Doug Collins, also Colonel, United States Air Force Reserve. For our America First veterans out there, thank you for the service, thank you for the work. We got a lot of work ahead. You keep doing what you're doing, we always got your back.
Hey, Congressman Jim Jordan here. Just want to say thank you for helping Veterans for America First and all the great work they're doing.
And thank you for helping me in my campaign. You were my first endorsement. So too was Chairman Jordan. Let's get out of it. Thank you.
So much. That is wonderful. And thanks for all you guys do. You're amazing. It's wonderful to be a part of this Veterans for Trump family. So keep staying strong. We have a country to save.
Working overtime, we've got to do our part too. And one of the things I look forward to, and I'm very grateful for, we've got Jared and Stan and Veterans for America First. You know, what they're trying to do is raise awareness and also incentivize and motivate and encourage people to get out and vote, because that's why we're here. That's why we're doing the job we're doing, is to tell people if you go out and vote, you can make a difference in the selection. And I know not one of you wants to wake up on November 6th and go, man, we could have just done a little bit more in Douglas County.
Well, let me just ask before I draw this. Did everybody enjoy the film?
Another person that's not giving up anytime soon. Why? Because Trump announced he's running for presidency is Stan Fitzgerald. Now listen, if you really want to know a patriot and what a patriot look like that puts his money where his mouth at, or at least somebody else's, that actually get behind candidates. When I say America First, that's God, family, country, and Trump. That's everything that we're talking about. Well, this is Stan Fitzgerald.
And thank you so much to Stan Fitzgerald. Where is he? There he is. Thank you so much. You are a great patriot. Thank you both for helping me. So supporting not only for people like me, President Trump, and for America First and MAGA. So God bless you.
And Stan, where's Stan? Stan is with Veterans for Trump.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you all. We're honored. I know there are so many organizations.
Thank you. We appreciate all the help. Stanley and Donna Fitzgerald.
Right here, sir.
Thank you very much. It's great. It's great that you're with us. Mike Acton.
Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald with Veterans for America First. I'm the political director of the Georgia State Chapter. Jared Craig is president. And we are here with Nancy Holland, who is the first chair for the Fayette County Republicans. Good morning, Nancy. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Stan. How are you?
It's good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you too.
So Nancy's going to be joining us as a national ambassador, but obviously in Georgia, we're going to be focusing on Georgia politics. Nancy lives in the same district as Jared Craig, the state chapter president, and Congressman Brian Jack, who we all fully support and do a lot of work for. So Nancy, can you tell us a little bit about your background in politics?
In politics, well, I started probably about, I want to say 10 years ago. I joined the Fayette Republican Party, and then I was elected to be the communications chair within that party. And then I decided there was a Superior Court judge that was running for office, and I actually was I went to court and they picked me as a juror. So I saw how this judge, worked the courtroom, and he's very professional. He was excellent. And I saw that he was coming up for re-election, and I reached out to him and told him I would help him with his campaign. So we ran his campaign, another gentleman and myself. I reached out to him and asked him to help as well. And we won that campaign, and he stayed on the bench, which was awesome. And then from that point on, I got the bug, and then I stayed in the Republican Party, and then I pretty much became an advocate online on social media. I did a lot of that, and then I noticed that Brian was running for office, and I actually whispered in his ear and said, if you need help with your campaign, let me know. So from that point on, I was helping Brian after he, won the first go around, and we successfully won the 3rd district. I'm glad that I was able to help him do this because he's a great guy. And we have representation now in our district, and it's going to be amazing. I just know it is.
Well, just for the viewers, if you're in Georgia, you know who Brian Jack is. If you know anybody around the president, you know who Brian Jack is.
That's right.
But Brian purposely, I think, didn't want to be a household name for many years. He served the president since, I think, from the beginning, from 2015, if I remember correctly. And he's always been one of the go-to people in President Trump's immediate circle. And if you didn't know who he was, with the great things he's going to do in Congress, you will know Brian Jack this coming season with the unified government.
Yeah, he's amazing. And he does what he says. That's what I've noticed with him. He's not one of these guys that's going to say something and then disappear. He has held up to his word ever since I've met him. So I'm looking forward to working with him.
So in your background, you've worked with the youth as a teen mentor, Girl Scouts leader, and many other programs with children. And I think that's very important because one of the things we focus on with our state chapters is local elections. We have a national organization that focuses on federal elections and governor, high-profile elections. But I also think it's very important because saving America starts in the schools. So tell us a little bit about what you've done to help steer kids the right way through your life.
I started out, like you said, I was a Girl Scout leader. I was a room mom for many years with my kids' classes. I was actually a religious ed teacher at our church for many years. So it's important to me to help the youth. I actually ran into one of the boys I helped mentor with reading because I also did that. I didn't tell you that one. I actually helped kids with reading as well. And I saw him at church on Christmas Eve, and his mom came up to me and thanked me for being a good role model in Dominic's life. And Dominic came up and gave me a big hug and said, I'm praying for you and thank you. And now he's going to be a nurse. He's going to college to be a nurse. But when I first met him, he could not read, and he was in he was in second grade. So what I did was I started with the sight words for my daughter's preschool. I brought the index cards to the meeting, and I said, we're going to start here from the beginning. And we did. And then now, and I remember him coming up to me in high school saying, guess what? I read the Harry Potter series, so I was so happy that I was able to make a difference in his life. And then from that point on, the Fayette County Young Republican Club, I started that with a couple kids from the local high school. One's now at West Point, which I'm happy to hear. And the other one, she just graduated from UGA. So two successful kids there who were willing to take on the charge of getting kids involved locally in the party. I do think we need to grow that because it gives me faith to see Charlie Kirk with all those younger kids going to the campuses, getting the kids motivated. I also think the Trump Force 47 group, they reached out to a lot of the youth as well on college campuses and in the local communities. And I think that made a huge impact as well. So that's so important to me as well, is because that is the future. And honestly, my kids are younger than those kids in college, so I know that they're the ones that are taking the lead for my kids. They're mentors for my children. So
Amazing stories, and teaching someone to read and educating our youth. They can make their own choices, and educated people always choose the Republican Party.
That's right.
Can't help it, but that's a fact.
It's true.
You mentioned Trump Force 47 at our national level. Our new communications director is Tiffany Savage, politically savvy. She was a field director for the president and in charge of a huge region of Georgia. And I know you know her.
Yep, she worked hard.
Yes, she did. And so you'll be working with her occasionally. But for our viewers, I just want to point out our state chapter is a different leadership structure. And I do want to credit our three veterans in that leadership structure. Lieutenant Colonel Jerry Ramsey, who is a Vietnam veteran, is our vice president. Bundy Cobb is also a Vietnam veteran, and he ran for office, I think, in Douglasville in the past. So he's a real fighter for America First. He's our deputy operations director. Frederick Molika, who's very active in the Cobb County Party and is a sheriff's deputy. He's also an Air Force veteran and actually may even be, I think he's on reserve, so he's still active. So those are the three veterans in our state chapter that you'll be working with that represent our organization. And of course, there's Lucretia Hughes, who has a huge,
I know her. Yep.
Huge following on her show, which we'll get you on soon. Kartik Bhatt, who was a national rep for Indians for Trump and very active with the Hindu Coalition for the campaign. He's the deputy political director. And Debbie Dooley, one of the co-founders of the Tea Party, and she's our press secretary. And Jared Craig, who also was an attorney for the Trump campaign on election integrity for Election Day. So you'll be joining our team in Georgia. You're a tremendous asset to American politics, and we're blessed to have you.
I'm so excited.
We're very excited to have you. And in closing, I see you volunteered with Tunnels for Towers,
Yes.
and you mentioned West Point. Just tell us a little bit more about your support of military and law enforcement.
Well, my brother is a police officer in Arizona, so that, is part of the family. We've always had police and fire in our family. My dad was a Chicago fireman, so I grew up on the south side of Chicago and grew up as a daughter of a Chicago fireman. So the Tunnel to Towers is very important to me because that day when I saw what was going on, that's who I thought about really, were all the firefighters going into the buildings and the police officers helping the people. So that really touched me. And honestly, I was just in New York last week and I went to the 9/11 memorial and it was just so touching. And it's like you have to take like 3 or 4 hours to go through that museum because it is just absolutely incredible what you see that was left over from that whole horrible day. But I was able to teach my kids. They were there. My oldest daughter honestly had to leave because she was so touched by it. She just said, I got to get out of here. This is overwhelming to me. She couldn't believe like this actually happened on our soil. But so my brother's a police officer in Arizona. My dad's a firefighter. Tunnel to Towers is important to me. I reached out to Robin. I said, I want to help. She came to the Fayette Republican Party and talked about the Tunnel to Towers. And I went up to her and I said, I want to help. So I volunteered with her and this year, and it was a great, successful event. Brian Jack was there, actually. He was one of the speakers. And it was full. It was oversold. So next year, we're doing 2 golf courses. And I told Robin if she were needing someone to run the event at the other golf course, I'd be happy to do it because I did run a golf tournament in the past. So we're in touch, and she's like looking for volunteers now and auction items, and it was amazing. And we had the director from Tunnel to Towers come and speak, and the family that they actually helped was a family from one of the police officers up in North Georgia who was killed recently, and it was his family that came down. So they're also reaching out. What they're going to do is they're going to expand, and their goal is to make housing for veterans instead of just helping one family at a time. They want to go bigger and help more. So they're going to create housing for veterans. That's their next goal.
Wonderful news. So this is what we do as Republicans. We create housing for people who served our country that are in need, and Democrats create housing for illegal immigrants who bring crime to the country. So
yeah,
big difference in the party and our efforts.
That's right.
So Nancy, I was in the 9/11 memorial, and that brought me to tears as well. So thank you for sharing that story. And how could people find out about you or the Republican Fayette Party? Where should they go online?
Well, it's we have a website, www.myfayettegop.org. There's a calendar on there. We have monthly breakfast the first Saturday of every month at 8:30. Breakfast starts, and then at 9 we have wonderful speakers that come every month. We just had Brian Jack speak last month, and in April we've got Josh McCoon coming. So we're setting up, and then Janelle King, she'll be here in March with her husband, and so Kelvin, and so we've got great speakers. We've got a women's club, we've got a men's club. We do outside other events like I did for you, that one event. Great documentary that you did on the border.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we did that, and that was a good turnout. And so it was great meeting Admiral Kubik. He came and spoke. It was amazing. And I'd love
We
to
were supposed to have a lot of other speakers there, but the president decided to have
I know.
a rally that day, so that kind of hurt the
You
plans.
trumped us. You trumped us.
But
Yeah.
that went well. So Nancy, we look forward to working with you. We really appreciate you joining. You'll be working directly with Jared Craig
Great.
as the elections start heating up. You're going to be our go-to person in that area for who's America First and who's not. That way we know
Gotcha.
who to support. So we'll be in
Yes.
touch. We'll be in touch soon. Thank you again for taking the time to share your stories with our followers and our organization.
I'm happy to help. We got to
Thank
keep
you, Nan-
going. We can't stop. We got to keep
Thank
going.
you again, Nancy. We'll talk
Take
to you
care.
soon. We will keep fighting.
In this last primary cycle, our endorsement helped Representatives Mace and Bobar win very tight races in their districts.
I'm Jason Hallett, veteran of Operation Enduring Freedom and Triple Amputee. Joe Biden has taken VA resources away from our veterans and is now using them for illegal aliens. I can't begin to tell you how hurtful and offensive that is. In this year's congressional election, I will be voting for Lauren Boebert because she supports veterans like me. That's one of the many reasons she's endorsed by Veterans for America First. Please join me and vote for Lauren Boebert for Congress.
Nancy Mace came out on top, beating out a few primary challengers.
Hey everyone, this is Congresswoman Nancy Mace from South Carolina's 1st Congressional District. First, I just want to say thank you to all of our veterans out there. I come from a family of military veterans who are active duty and also retired, including my father, who is a retired brigadier general from the U.S. Army, served multiple tours of combat. But we love our veterans, and our veterans also love Donald Trump. And I'm a big supporter of President Trump, and I'm helping him get reelected this week here in South Carolina. And I'm a big fan of Veterans for America First. And I want to thank all of our veterans who are supporting President Trump. I don't know another man who loves our military and our veterans more than Donald Trump. And I also want to thank you all for your endorsement. God bless each and every one of you.
Hello, Greg Hasselbakian with Veterans for America First. I'm with Anna Paulina Luna, who is running for Congress in Florida's 13th District. Anna is an Air Force veteran of 6 years, and not only are we officially endorsing her right now, but she also has received the endorsement of President Donald Trump. So thank you, Anna, for everything you do, and we are officially glad to endorse you today.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to have the endorsement of Veterans for America First. As you know, it's time that we put our Constitution and our constituents first in Washington, D.C. And with your help and your support, not only will I fight for veterans, but I'll also be flipping Florida's 13th Congressional District.
I'm here with one of America's favorite congressmen in Florida, who's always been a friend of veterans. And we are announcing today that we are endorsing his re-election campaign.
Well, thank you so much for that. And you know what? The veterans of this country are actually willing to stand up for our values and to fight to make sure that we preserve them. And it's an honor to have your endorsement, to have you in my corner.
Thank you so much, Congressman.
Thank you.